we got an email here from Robert from Minnesota. He says, I'm a 38-year-old male with Asperger's syndrome, have been married to my neurotypical wife for 10 years. The last 3 years, she has been fairly unhappy and is complaining about the relationship and has even mentioned the possibility of divorce. She claims that I'm preoccupied with other things, mainly my work. Do you have any tips or any magic bullets that can help me save my marriage? Okay, well, first of all, thanks, Robert, for that question. There's not a whole lot of men that would be even willing to ask for help. So first of all, congratulations for reaching out. The next thing I want to say has to do with some changes that you're going to need to make. One of the first things you need to begin to do is think in terms of relationships first, my passion second. Relationships first, my passion second. Your relationships would be obviously relationship with your wife, with your children, with your close family members and close friends. Your passion would be your employment, if that's where your passion is, or a particular hobby. Now, what I mean by this whole business of relationship first is if the first thing that you do in the morning is get up and go make a cup of coffee, now the first thing you're going to do is you're going to kiss your wife on the cheek and tell her good morning. If the first thing that you do at lunchtime is take off down to Subway and get a Subway sandwich, now the first thing you're going to do at lunchtime is you're going to call your wife in the event that she can take a phone call and check in with her to see how her day's going. If the first thing that you do when you get home is say hi to your wife as you pass her in the hallway on the way to check your emails, or first thing you do when you get home is to read the newspaper, now the first thing you're going to do when you get home is give your wife a hug and ask her how her day went. If the first thing that you do on Saturday morning is get up and go out into the garage and tinker with your grandfather clock collection, now the first thing you're going to do on Saturday morning is take your wife to breakfast. You get the point here, right? Some of you are saying, I can't do that. No, you can do that. It's not a question of whether you can or can't. It's a question of whether you will or won't. How hard are you willing to work on this relationship? If you're serious about this, you will put relationships first and your passion second. Now, I'm not saying do away with your passion, and I'm not suggesting that now you want your passion to be your wife. Let's be realistic. If your passion is, for example, reading, and you really enjoy staying up on politics, or you have a strong interest in the stock market, I'm not going to be able to stand up here and convince you to be less passionate about that. So I'm not talking about switching passions. I'm talking about first things first. I'm talking about what you spend the most time with and what you spend time doing first. Now, a lot of men will tell me, they'll say, well, my wife is the most important thing to me. Oh, really? Well, if I were to follow you around all day with a video camera and video you doing your daily tasks, what would I see? Would I see you spending most of the day with your wife? Or would I see you spending most of your time in a solitary activity and your wife is nowhere to be found? You're either at work or on the computer, or you're reading, or you're engaged in a favorite hobby or whatever. So the true asset test regarding what is most important to you is what you spend the most time doing. If you're not willing to put relationships first and your passion second, then you're not serious about mending this relationship, and your wife is eventually going to pick up on that, and she probably will leave you. And are you in a position to start over again? Do you really want to start dating all over again? Do you really want to get married again? Chances are that if you get divorced, statistically speaking, you will live alone the rest of your life. Are you really willing to gamble like this? Your relationship with your wife should be a major priority. And how you do that is relationship first. Have a conversation. Give a hug, a kiss on a cheek, a pat on the back, a question about how her day was going. Little simple things that are really not that time consuming. You do that first, then you move on to your activity. Are you going to spend more time with your activity than with your wife? Probably. It's unrealistic to assume that you're going to quit your job and spend the entire day with your wife. I'm not asking you to do that, but I'm saying you take care of relationships first. It doesn't take that much time or energy to do that. Then you move on to your activity. Now, even though your wife may be sitting there thinking, yeah, he needs to start doing this and he should have been doing it all along, I understand perfectly that this is difficult for some Asperger's men to do. I'm totally on the same page with you with that. But here's how I can make it easier for you. You tend to be task-oriented, right? More than relationship-oriented. So all you do, and this is kind of a head game that you play on yourself, is you turn this into another task. Now your relationships are a primary task. Put it on your to-do list if you need to. This sounds ridiculous to your neurotypical wife, but your to-do list is in the relationship category can look like this. Kiss wife in the morning. Call wife at lunch. Give wife a hug and ask about day after work. Take wife to breakfast Saturday morning. If you need to write it out like that, along with all your other tasks, hey, more power to you. Robert, I thank you for that question, and good luck in the relationship. I hope that you can win her back. Feel free to send me an email. Let me know how it's going, okay?